tonight. The starting goaltender is for the Blackhawks, Tony Esposito in the nets, and for the Montreal Canadiens, their goaltender will be Michel Bunny Larac, and Lou Angotti. Tony Esposito has a 4-game personal losing streak, and he would love to break that streak here in Montreal, where he started his professional career.
There's no doubt about it, and it's very important that Esposito, he has lost 4 games in a row, but it's not a true reflection of his play. But I'm pretty sure that Esposito will be a determining factor in the game here tonight.
Stan Mikita starts for Chicago at center with Coral and Marks the wingers, the defensive Magnuson and Russell, and Esposito in goal. Rejean Houle sends it in from center, far corner, Chicago zone. Magnuson back, playing it on the far wing. Magnuson starting up, he clears to center after taking a body check from Houle. Now the Canadiens send it in. Magnuson back after the puck, turning the net on the far wing, chased by Yvon Lambert. Now it's deflected to center by Marks, and Rejean Houle is throwing his weight around on the first shift, meeting out 2 body checks. Broken up at the Hawk line as Russell sends it to center. The Canadiens dump it right back in. Russell chasing the puck down. Houle taking a shot. Skate save. Rebound. Esposito. A great stop on Mario Tremblay. 2 good stops by Esposito. First on Houle and then on Tremblay off the rebound. Hawks bring it in. Cliff Coral up the right wing. Firing from the boards. A pad save by Larac there. Good chance for Cliff Coral from the right circle. Now Hicks dumps it in, but Chicago is trapped in offside, and good end-to-end action right off the bat.
Well, the Canadiens like to start off quick, and on 3 different occasions they shot the puck in. That would have been normally a whistle there. The puck was high. Russell knocked it down. But Houle came in and took the shot. Esposito made the skate save and came right in on Tremblay, and Esposito was called upon to make another save. But the Montreal Canadiens look like they're going to start throwing their weight around and sort of maybe getting the Blackhawks to move the puck a little quicker before they get ready.
So the Canadiens, as usual, have come out tramping here on their home ice at the Forum. They've only lost 1 out of 9 in this building so far this year. Canadiens bring it in. Steve shot back of the net. Shot to the right corner. Doug Hicks dogging his tracks on the point. Gila point a shot. That's blocked by Reggie Kerr. Kerr fighting it out to center, ahead for Rhoda. Rhoda, a backhand pass blocked to neutral ice. Kerr carries on for Chicago. Right wing, Grant Mulvey, big drive. And Bunny Larac made the stop there on Mulvey's heavy shot from the right wing. Doug Wilson in center for Chicago. Ahead for Rhoda. Couldn't handle the pass off the boards. Gila point in the Montreal end. Giving it cross ice to rookie Rod Langway. Long lead pass intended for Lemaire. Broken up by Wilson. Now Reggie Kerr carries in for Chicago. Down the left wing board. Centering pass. No one home for the Blackhawks. Now Montreal clears it to center. Guy Lafleur with a puck. Fleur in across the line against Wilson. Turning on the boards. Tried to center. The puck bouncing loose. Still in the Chicago zone. Mulvey comes across to play it. Brad Mulvey against Lafleur on the boards. The puck loose. Grabbed by Rhoda. He's poke checked by Bob Gainey. Walking in. A shot. Bob Gainey of Montreal. Gainey scoring the Montreal goal. After the Hawks failed to clear, the puck was lying loose just inside the Blackhawk line, and Grant Mulvey couldn't clear it to center.
Well, went to Darcy, Rhoda. Gainey came up from behind him, just took it away from him, and fired it right underneath Esposito. At 18:07 left here in the first period, the Montreal Canadiens starting out quickly as they normally do, take a 1-0 lead. Went right between Esposito's legs.
Shot into the Canadian zone. Larry Robinson bumped by Ted Bully. Now it comes off to Montreal. Doug Jarvis sends the puck into the far corner. Chartrand breaking for it. A shot. Esposito came out to make the stop. The puck rolling through the goal crease. Cleared by Bob Murray out to center ice. Robinson retreats to play it. Chartrand just failed to score there. Now Bully stealing a pass in center for Chicago. Bully, Boulder, Evan Bordelot out for the Blackhawks. But Gainey quickly shoots it into Chicago ice. Gainey, the Montreal goal, and the Canadiens have a quick 1-0 lead. Hawks failed to clear there. Rhoda and Mulvey both had chances at the Blackhawk line. Now shot on the right wing for J.P. Bordelot. Bordelot in for Murray up from defense. A left wing pass behind Ted Bully, and the Hawks are offside. There's a break in first period action with the score Montreal 1 and Chicago 0.
Andy, as we talked before how important it is to clear your blue line, on that particular play there where Gainey broke in alone, it was just as important as to just clear your own blue line, but they picked it up, walked in, and taken a 1-0 lead.
1-0 Canadiens, just shy of 3 minutes gone of the game. It's centered for Cliff Coral. The puck knocked down for Battleship Kelly. He turns and shoots, deflected by Harrison, and Larac made the save close in. Now out come the Canadiens. Pierre Mondu up the right wing for Pat Hughes. Sending it in across for Mondu. Down the boards, he stick handles. He's hit hard by Keith Magnuson. Magnuson a hard check. Now the Canadiens throw their weight around as Hughes knocked down Jim Harrison. The Hawks start out. Coral wing to wing for Bob Kelly. Kelly firing from center. Larocque got a stick on that. Kelly on the rebound off a skate. Kept in on the right wing. Now the Canadiens clear to center. Phil Russell coming across. He taps it ahead for Magnuson, who is tied up by Brian Engblom. 1-0 Montreal leading. Magnuson stick handling in center. He sends it off the left boards into Montreal ice. The puck in behind the net. Engblom there. He touches it. An icing call against Chicago here. Montreal leading 1-0. Gainey his fourth unassisted at 1:53.
Other games tonight in the National Hockey League. Philadelphia is at Pittsburgh. Boston at Washington. Detroit at St. Louis. Los Angeles at Minnesota. Colorado at Toronto. Out in the West Coast, the Islanders are at Vancouver.
Last night in the NHL, Philadelphia beat Minnesota 4-3, and the Atlanta Flames kept going. They defeated St. Louis 4-1. 2 games in the NHL last night. Here's Steve Shutt breaking in. Doug Wilson and Doug Hicks combined to break him up. Hicks starting back for the Blackhawks. Hicks is poke checked by Lemaire to the Hawk line. Doug Wilson covers up for Chicago. Wilson firing from center ice. A long drive off the top of the glass. Now it comes out to Jacques Lemaire on the far boards. He's tied up by Makita, but gets a pass to Lafleur, breaking in on left wing. Lafleur in behind the net. Lafleur turning to the right corner. Feeds it back on the point. Here's a shot by Savard. He fired that wide to the net. Larry Robinson up from the point. He gives it to Lafleur, breaking on the left wing boards. Lafleur in the slot for Lemaire's shot. And a stick save by Esposito. The puck loose in the corner. Hawks try to clear. Shutt kept it in. He rolls it behind the Chicago net, played by Doug Wilson. Tense moments there as Montreal had 2 scoring chances. Out to center for J.P. Bordelot, centering for Makita. Makita in with Ted Bully. That rush broken up. Doug Hicks retreats to center to control, giving it on the right for Coral. Coral dumps it in, far corner, Montreal zone. Canadiens leading 1-0 with 15:20 left here in the first period from the Forum. Blackhawks start back. Murray feeds it on the right for Coral. A return for Murray through skates to Marks on the left wing. He shot it in across the Canadiens line where it's stolen by Coral. Coral back of the net. Coral looking to make a play. He feeds the left point for Logan. Logan banks it off the boards for Makita. Makita tried to flail it in behind the net. Serge Savard stole that. Now Logan up from the point to keep it in for Chicago. Logan is poke checked. Makita tried to center. Now Marks couldn't keep it in. The puck out to neutral ice for Dave Logan. Logan for Chicago sending it in. 2 Blackhawks were trapped in offside. Play in the Chicago zone. Murray back of the net for Logan. Logan tied up. Reggie Kerr cleared the slot, though, with Tremblay forechecking. Tremblay and Kerr tie up behind the net. Murray trying to fight it out. He took a hook there around the neck from Réjean Houle, and Montreal will get a penalty. Réjean Houle putting the stick right around the Chicago neck there. Now Mario Tremblay having words with Darcy Rhoda. And Mario Tremblay threw a punch, and Rhoda is livid. Rhoda trying to get after Tremblay. Canadiens forechecking aggressively, Lou, and a bit too aggressively as Réjean Houle took the penalty.
Well, it was Houle and Tremblay that both started out early in that first period throwing their weight around. We got Tremblay will go into the box, and probably along with Rhoda, and we'll see if Tremblay will get an additional 2 minutes for roughing.
Well, he was clearly the instigator as he threw a punch over that tangle of bodies with the linesman interceding. So 2 Canadiens go to the box, and let's see if Rhoda has sat down for Chicago. Play along the boards. Mario Tremblay and Reggie Kerr fighting in the near corner. The puck came around to the far wing where Réjean Houle put the stick to Bob Murray. And down went Murray, and into the box goes Houle along with Mario Tremblay, and Rhoda off for Chicago.
Andy, there's a play that the Canadiens have built a reputation on, and we can see it when they go wide. A guy like Lafleur, when he comes down the wing and goes wide and goes around behind the net, he always picks up that late defenseman who comes in on the far side, and he usually is wide open, moves right in for a shot on the net.
1-0, Montreal leading on an early goal by Bob Gainey, his 4th unassisted. Blackhawks will have the power play. Minors to Réjean Houle and Mario Tremblay of Montreal, and a minor penalty to Darcy Rhoda of Chicago. So the Hawks will have 4 skaters to Montreal's 3. Ivan Boldarev set out with J.P. Bordelot, Phil Russell, and Bob Murray. Russell headmans for J.P. Bordelot on the right wing. Guy Lapointe looked to clear. It's kept in by Bordelot. Around to the left wing for Russell, up from the blue line. He sends it back to the net for J.P. again. The Jeep looking to center. Chicago on the power play, trailing by 1. Russell in the left corner, off to Bordelot. Return for Russell, centering. Boldarev, a shot, he scores. Ivan Boldarev from dead in front of the net. on a beautiful pass out of the corner by Phil Russell. So J.P. Bordelot and Russell...
they just played give and go behind the net on that particular play. Ivan was sitting right out in front, but there was a well-executed play with the extra man out there, and they tied the score up here, a power play goal. J.P. Bordelot and Phil Russell just playing give and go behind the net. Went back to J.P. behind the net, then around behind to Russell, out in front, and Bolderev just fired it right by Larocque's glove to tie the score at 1-1.
The Canadiens were sucked over to the left side of the rink. Lemaire was trapped along the boards, the only forward out, and the two defensemen also on the left side of the net. And Bolderev snuck in backdoor, parked in front, got the perfect pass, and shoveled in his 9th of the year to take the Hawks club leadership in goal scoring. It's a tie hockey game. Power play goal. Bolderev scoring from J.P. Bordelot and Phil Russell at 5:57 of the period. Now the clubs are at 4 aside. The penalty to Réjean Houle has expired after the power play goal by Chicago. The Montreal Canadiens are very potent with this 4 skaters out. Guy Lafleur and Jacques Lemaire are their forwards. Now Larry Robinson, rink wide for Lafleur. Lafleur, who's won 3 straight NHL scoring championships. He feeds it on the right for Savard. That pass behind him. Off a skate stolen by Battleship Kelly. In for Chicago. Left wing. Wrist shot. Larocque held his ground to make the save on Kelly's shot. Montreal right back out. Lemaire on the far wing. Doug Wilson poke-checked him. Off to Harrison. He's ridden off the play. Now Kelly retreats to control. Bob Kelly sending it rink wide for Harrison. Poke-checked away by Lemaire. And now Hicks fires it to center. The club's at 4 aside now. Rhoda off for Chicago. Mario Tremblay in the box for Montreal. Blackhawks have just tied it at 1-1 on a goal by Ivan Bolderev. The puck in center for Jim Harrison. Harrison slaps it to Hicks. Hicks tied up at the red line by Robinson, and they scrambled along the boards for the puck in center. Dug loose by Harrison. He moves in with Kelly, a long shot, and that's duck soup for Larocque in the Montreal goal. In back of the net for Savard. Serge Savard lugging the puck to the red line. Savard teeing up a long drive. Chest save by Esposito. The puck to the near boards for John Marks. Marks back for Chicago, ahead for Makita. Makita has Doug Wilson on the left wing. He's bumped at the red line. Magnuson carries on. Left wing pass for Marks. Teeing one up from the boards, and Larocque made the stick save. The puck dumped around to the near wing as Rhoda comes out of the box along with Tremblay, and the clubs are at full and even strength. Makita steals a pass, but Montreal covers up as Steve Shutt came back to poke-check him. Chicago won, Montreal won with 12:14 remaining in the first period from the Forum in Montreal. Larry Robinson through center, a right wing pass for Réjean Houle, and he is checked. Now Tremblay drops it back on defense for Robinson, off the boards for Steve Shutt. He golfs it wide of the Chicago goal. Esposito leaves it in the corner for Phil Russell. Russell, a bad pass ahead. The puck out to center, Langway on the Montreal defense. Across for Guy Lapointe. He plays it on the right wing for Réjean Houle. Now Tremblay dumps it behind the Chicago goal. Canadian strategy obvious. They're dumping the puck in and chasing it with 2 forwards. The Hawks start out. Here's Marks on the left wing, tied up by Rick Chartrand. Now it comes off to Cliff Corral of Chicago. Long drive from center off the far boards. Reg Kerr chasing it down. Kerr behind the net, looking to sweep in front. He's tied up by Lapointe. Now Langway looks to clear, held in by Russell. Russell to the left corner for Rhoda. Rhoda gives it in front of the net for Kerr, walking in on the net. Langway poke-checked him. Now it's centered in front, but Gainey clears that for Montreal. Jarvis back for Montreal on the fire wing against Kerr. Kerr bottling him up. Jarvis flips it into the corner. Gainey coming across. Gainey looking to center, but Russell knocks it away from him. Chicago won, Montreal won midway through the first period. A pass too far for Grant Mulvey on the right wing. And now Gainey drops it back in the Canadiens' defense for Langway. Langway breaking in, but Montreal is offside. There's a break in first period action with a score. The Blackhawks won.
Montreal Canadiens started off quickly. The power play goal that Ivan Bolderev scored just seemed to take maybe a little wind out of their sails, but they just got to keep playing the same way they're playing.
Rhoda for Chicago, tied up at the line by Pat Hughes, coming off to Logan. He puts it on Kerr's stick. Kerr busting across. Left wing circle, drop past Logan, a high shot. Larocque with a save. Kerr off with a rebound. Tried to feed the right point. Stolen by Engblom. He sends off Pat Hughes. Hughes in on left wing. Hughes a backhand shot. Esposito deflects that wide of the net. Coming off to Rhoda in wide open play. Headman's for Mulvey, but too far. And now Langway sends it ahead for Napier, who's tied up nicely by Logan Mondeau. Carried in, but offside. Game 6 of a long road trip, Lou, and the Hawks will be home Wednesday finally after over 2 weeks away from the stadium against the Vancouver Canucks, and that looms as a large game as the Hawks have not done well against Vancouver this year.
No, they haven't done well at all in a team in their division, but I'm pretty sure that they're looking forward to getting back into the Chicago Stadium, and a victory here tonight would certainly do a great deal for their confidence.
Chicago 1 point ahead of Vancouver in the Smythe division. The Blackhawks have 2 games in hand on the Canucks, and Vancouver is playing at home against the red-hot New York Islanders. Ted Bully centers for Bolderev. A shot, and Larocque made the save. Bully from back of the net gave it to Bolderev, who just failed to score as Larocque came up large with that stop. Now it's sent the length of the rink, touched for icing by Doug Wilson. Ivan Bolderev almost got his second goal of the period there. A perfect setup from Bully.
Well, he picked it up on the fly, too, and Larocque just came down to cut the angle down, but something that has impressed me so far in the first period, Andy, that we haven't seen is that the Blackhawks thus far have been outshot the Canadiens 10-5. But that shot by Bolderev, the 10th of the Blackhawks in this period, was set up perfectly. He walked right in. Larocque just came right out, cut the angle down. Big save on the part of Michel Larocque.
Bolderev has scored 3 goals against Montreal in less than 4 full periods this year. He had 2, including the game winner in a 4-1 Chicago victory over the Canadiens back on October 29th at Chicago Stadium. J.P. Bordelot flicks it behind the Montreal net. Engblom clears it to his partner Robinson in front of the Montreal net for Mondeau. He battles it to center with Bully on his back. Mondeau fighting the puck to the Chicago line. Ted Bully took him down. We'll have a whistle and an offside called against Montreal, and good hard work by Bully both in the offensive zone to set up Bolderev and their back checking on Mondeau. See exciting basketball action when DePaul University takes on UCLA live from Los Angeles on TV 44 this evening. Right after the hockey game. J.P. Bordelot headman's broken up by Mondeau. Mondeau and across the line on left wing, but Canadiens are offside. The Blackhawks are standing up well at their blue line now, forcing Montreal to go offside.
Well, you're going to see the Canadiens. One thing to do is to make an adjustment here if the Blackhawks are going to stand up like that, which is what they like to do. When you get a centerman like Mondeau who likes to carry the puck in, then you've got to stand up. They'll start shooting it back in again if they find that it's difficult for them to get over the blue line. Robinson
sends it in on the board. Chicago 1, Montreal 1 in the first period from the Forum. Now out to J.P. Bordelot. Rink-wide pass for Bully. Bully is stick-checked. Bolderev sends it in. The puck blocked behind the Montreal net by Larocque. Off for Engblom on the far wing for Hughes. Hughes fakes a pass. Now he sends it out to Napier, who couldn't handle that. Robinson up from defense. Dumps it in for Mondeau. His pass is blocked by Bully, who's playing aggressively. Off to Bolderev. Juan Bolero sending it in on the right for J.P. Bordelot. Stolen there by Robinson. Headmanning for Napier. Back with Lafleur just off the bench. Lafleur in on right wing. Lost the puck. He centers for Napier, though. A low shot. Blocked on defense by Magnuson. Robinson keeps it in. Esposito made the save there. We'll have a penalty upcoming on Chicago's Ivan Bolderev, I believe. There's a break in first period action from the Forum with
Ivan Bolderev in the penalty box for hooking. He picked a man up in front of the net and did the job. Wally Harris got him on a hooking call. It came at 11-14. Bolderev for hooking. The Blackhawks will have to kill off a penalty here.
The first power play of the game for Montreal, and they have a good one, as you might suspect, with Guy Lafleur, Réjean Houle, and Yvon Lambert up front at the moment. Guy Lapointe and Jacques Lemaire on the points. Lafleur starting out. He's 4th in NHL scoring. Lafleur flips it in between Murray's skates wide of the Hawk goal. Esposito sends it off the boards. Lemaire couldn't hold it in. Canadiens will have to clear. Guy Lapointe backing up to his own line ahead for Réjean Houle. Houle sends it in around Logan. Esposito ranging out of his net for the Hawks. He clears it on the near wing. Kept in by Jacques Lemaire. Looking to center. The point well covered by Cliff Coral. Kept in by Houle, dumping it back to the Chicago net. Logan scrapping with Lambert there. The puck trapped on the boards. Referee Harris watching the play. Logan finally moves it to Marks, who takes a check from Houle. A 4-man pile cleared back to the point. Guy Lapointe rippling a shot, and he fired it wide of the net. The puck goes up and out of play. This is one thing the Blackhawks have not been doing well in their 3-game losing streak. They dropped 6 out of 7. The penalty killing has not been up to par.
Well, specialty teams in the National Hockey League are very important. Bulford has always prided himself on his specialty teams, and that's what was really helped change the Blackhawk team around last year. They were very successful not only in their penalty killing percentages, but as well on their power play percentages. Russell down there now saying some words to Réjean Houle seems to show a lot more aggressiveness in the Montreal Forum that we're not to see the kind of effort that he puts on the road, but he has been throwing his weight around exceptionally well here early in the first period.
Well, Magnuson came off the bench and gave Uhl a bump as he lined up for a face-off. Montreal winning the draw. Lapointe on the point across for Lemaire. He triggers a shot. It's deflected. Lafleur a drive. Esposito made the stop on Lafleur from point-blank range. And prior to that, Esposito has made a good stop on a deflection.
Fulford sort of feels the tension right now, but on this play here, it was shot from the point. It looked like it was screened and tipped, and Lafleur just picked right up the rebound. Esposito coming out of the net to challenge the shooter, and that's what a goaltender has to do, especially if he doesn't really know where the puck is. He's got to come out, hopefully to cut the angle down.
Scotty Bowman sends out Larry Robinson on the right side to add a little more beef in front of the net. Lambert back on the point for Lemaire. Down the boards for Lafleur. Cross on the far point. Guy Lapointe a shot. That's deflected. Lambert got a stick on that, but Esposito clears it. Now John Marks finds an opening and fires the puck down the length of the rink. Larry Robinson and Phil Russell bumping and shoving. Russell now tying up with Yvonne Lambert, and we'll have penalties here. Larry Robinson was sent out on the right side, and he immediately tied up with Phil Russell. Robinson, who won the Norris Trophy 2 years ago as the NHL Defenseman of the Year, he'll take his seat, and Keith Magnuson going off.
Well, I think Russell intervened there in a situation where Robinson looked like he was making an effort to get at Magnuson. There's a situation on faceoffs, how important they are. That was probably the reason why Magnuson and Russell got into it right in front of the net, but that's Magnuson's job, is to take the guy out in front of the net. Let Esposito and the guys in the corner worry about the puck, but that started all right in front of the net. Both Magnuson and Robinson will sit out penalties.
Well, Maggie's starting to play his game again. The knee is improving. It's not as sore as it was, and Magnuson is blocking shots and taking the man, and being aggressive in his own zone, and that's Keith Magnuson's game. Magnuson and Russell, coincidental minors. Canadiens hold on to the power play here. 37 seconds left on the first Chicago minor to Ivan Bolderev. Montreal bringing it in. Canadiens with 4 skaters to the Hawks 3. Lafleur on the left point. Lafleur gets it across to Lapointe in the circle. A wrist shot blocked by Logan. Logan to the corner against 2 Canadiens. Guy Lapointe there along with Steve Schutt. Poke checked away by Makita nicely in back of the Chicago net. Coming off to Jacques Lemaire on the left point for Lafleur. Lafleur walking in, winding up, shooting. Esposito out in front of the goal crease, making the save. Now Lemaire backing up to the near corner, off the shot. Lemaire on the boards. Back to Lafleur in the deep slot. A low drive. Esposito with a stop. The rebound still loose. Logan clearing. Bolderev back on the ice. Bolderev takes the puck. He walks right in. But the Hawks will be called on a 2-line pass. An offside pass on Chicago there as Bolderev came out of the box. Excellent job.
Oh, they certainly did. And again, we mentioned early in the game, Esposito coming off of 4 straight losses is going to be a big determining factor in the game, and he has been a big factor thus far in this first period and playing up to his potential the way he's capable of playing.
As you noted, Lou, he's been challenging the shooters coming out of that goal crease. Sent wide of the Chicago net. Gainey in the near corner, tied up on the boards by Murray. Knocked loose by Réjean Houle, off to Engblom. Engblom is shot right through the goal crease with Gainey parked in front. And now Kelly clears it to center. The club's at 4 aside for another 55 seconds. The coincidental minors to Magnuson and Larry Robinson. Canadiens dump it in. Logan there, turning on the boards away from Gainey. Logan starting off, gives it to Harrison. Ahead for Battleship Kelly. Stolen by Savard to the Chicago line, but Murray comes up to play it. Murray backhands it in. Kelly racing down the right wing, bumping with Engblom. Kelly looking to center, in behind the Montreal net. Now Savard is there. He gives it to Réjean Houle, who forks it past Dave Logan into Chicago ice, and Murray is back to play it, golfing it backhand off the boards to center. And now Logan there, along with Jim Harrison. Harrison up the right wing quickly for Murray. Murray and across the line, gives it to Kelly, but Kelly was just a stride offside on that far wing. The Blackhawks seem to be skating tonight.
Well, they're doing something that I think we all like to see them do, and that's let the puck do most of the work. Keep the puck moving. You get your forward skating. On that particular play, Bob Kelly was just inches offside, but it's moving the puck. That gets your forward skating. It gets them in position when they know they're going to get the puck. They'll get in the hole for you, and then hopefully you can get it to them.
Not dressed for the Blackhawks tonight. Forward Alain Degg. He has been sent to New Brunswick of the American Hockey League. Not dressed for Montreal. Doug Riseborough, Yvon Cornwallis, Cam Connor, Gilles Lupien, and Pierre LaRouche. Doug Hicks sends it off the boards. The Hawks are doing better on the face-offs tonight than they did in Los Angeles or Vancouver in those losses earlier this week. Chicago, Montreal starting out. The pass across for Lemaire. Lemaire slings it in. Esposito got a glove on that. Esposito in front of his net. He'll clear it himself down the length of the rink. Magnuson out of the box racing after it. Keith Magnuson there to touch it and would have an offside pass called against Chicago. The Montreal Canadiens are an amazing organization. What depth they have. 2 first-line centers are hurt. Doug Riseborough and Pierre LaRouche are out of the lineup, but it hasn't affected Montreal at all.
Well, to even go deeper, Yvon Cornwallis, who's been a great hockey player for the Montreal Canadiens for well over 10 years, and they've been trying to talk him into retiring because they feel that they've got some younger players that can move in and take Cornwallis' position. He has not reacted favorably to the decision, but it just shows you the depth they have when they can try and move someone in to take Cornwallis' position.
Chicago 1, Montreal 1. Face-off in the Blackhawks zone with 5:22 to go. First period from the Forum. Reg Kerr out for Chicago with Rhoda on the left and Grant Mulvey on the right wing. A defense of Russell and Magnuson. Lou Angotti's first intermission guest, by the way, will be Mike Perricone, the hockey writer for the Chicago Sun-Times. We hope you stay with us during intermission number 1. Lemaire and Kerr on the draw. Slap to the near corner, Chicago zone. Shut in against Magnuson. Lemaire centers off the boards, but Russell intercepts. Flipping on the right, too far for Mulvey. Now Kerr bats it into Montreal ice. Down the boards goes Mulvey, colliding with Savard. Savard flipping it high. Out towards center ice. Magnuson up from defense, but Schutt got it around him off to Lemaire. Moving in a drive, and he fired it wide on the short side. Now we've got a penalty upcoming as Grant Mulvey ran into Guy Lafleur. The Chicago penalty is in the offing here with Mulvey going to the box. There's a break late in first period action from the Forum with the score Chicago
into the corner.
Montreal's second power play. Guy Lapointe down the boards to the corner, flicks it back on the boards for Lafleur. Now to Lapointe. Lapointe to Lafleur at the blue line, across for Robinson. Now to Lafleur, is shot, that's deflected, blocked in front, rebound loose. Lapointe a backhander. Bob Murray blocked that on defense. Good work by Bob Murray blocking that shot close in. Canadiens looking to control. Steve Schutt in the slot. He is bumped, and Cliff Corral clears the puck down the length of the rink. 1:30 left on the Chicago minor to Grant Mulvey. 4:25 in the first period. 1-1 hockey game. Lafleur in center ice. Got around Murray. Leaves it up the left wing for Robinson. And across the line to Schutt. Murray played him. The puck is cleared to center by Corral. Now Lafleur will dart back in for Montreal. Lafleur holding on the boards, tried to give it to Robinson, right through him out to center. Corral gains control and flicks it into the Montreal zone. Chicago penalty killing has been impressive so far in period 1. Lemaire starting back for Montreal, leading the power play rush. He tees one up from center, blocked by Magnuson. The puck trickling to the near corner. Magnuson clears it around the boards, out to Corral. He can't get it to center. It's kept in by Lafleur. On the right point, Guy Lapointe, a big drive, and he missed the net with that. Kept in by Robinson, back passing at the blue line for Lafleur. Lafleur stick handling to the slot, winding up, shooting, and deflected wide of the net. Guy Lapointe back to Lafleur. He fires again and hit a skate. Rebound, Lemaire. In front of Esposito with the goaltender down. Montreal taking a 2-1 lead, and there's not much that Tony Esposito could do there. He made the initial save, and he stopped one rebound, and on the second rebound it was Guy Lapointe, top shelf.
Yeah, he just picked up the rebound. Lafleur had a number of shots, had 2 or 3 shots prior to it. It hit up high, went off the glass, went around behind the net, set up Lafleur again. He just fired it right off the pass. Lemaire came up, picked it up, the rebound. Esposito made it. Then Lapointe just moved in and fired it over. Power play goal.
2-1. Montreal leading here late in the first period. The puck is shot into the Chicago zone. Phil Russell touching the puck there will have a face-off in the Chicago zone to the left of Tony Esposito, and Russell was a little bit upset. as he was double-teamed in the corner by two Canadians. He thought he had an icing call there. Chartrand shooting as the Canadiens won a draw, but that's blocked. J.P. Bordelot starting out for Chicago. His pass was stopped by Bob Gainey. And now Bolderev tried to clear it in, but Chartrand quickly shoots it to Gainey. Chartrand carries in on left wing. Chartrand tried to pass back at the slot. Here's Jarvis looking to center. Magnuson cut that off. Now to Chartrand along the boards, but Bolderev stole it from him. The Hawks break out. Bolderev head manning for Bully. Bully down the left wing boards, returning for Bolderev, cutting in for the net. He can't get a shot away. And now Bully takes a check from Gainey, who came back there. The Hawks, I should say the Canadiens start out. Gainey is poke checked by J.P. Bordelot. It's dumped to the Chicago defense. Bob Murray there for Bully on the fire wing. Around Jarvis. Bully is knocked to the ice. No penalty called there on Jarvis. The puck in center ice. Serge Savard starting out. Savard over the red line for Montreal. Canadiens have taken a 2-1 lead, and Montreal has whistled on the offside. The Montreal goal scored by Lapointe from Lemaire and Lafleur at 16:35 with Mulvey in the box. A power play goal. 2-1, the Canadiens lead. Serge Savard, who took over as captain of the Canadiens last year with Van Cournoyer, laid up with the back injury, and as Lewis just told you, Montreal management has tried to pressure Cournoyer into retirement. They want to pay off his contract. They figure they have the young skaters, and that Cournoyer has seen better days.
Oh, that's remarkable that they can do that, although you have to admit that the offer they made him was a very generous one to keep his contract for the remainder of this year and pay it for the following year. But Cournoyer has not reacted very favorable to the decision by management, what was brought to him by one of the great Montreal Canadiens, Jean Beliveau.
Larry Robinson dumps it in. The Hawk defense turns to chase it. Doug Hicks along the boards against Lafleur. Now Kelly can't clear. Puck behind the Chicago net. Murray on the right boards for Coral. Off his stick, kept in by Robinson. Behind the Chicago goal, Esposito cleared it away from Schutt. Now Murray up the boards to Coral. Sends it out to center, but Robinson starts Lemaire back in. Lemaire shifting over the line for Schutt. Schutt just a stride offside, taking a headbanning pass from Jacques Lemaire. And certainly one of the watchwords of the Montreal attack is headman the puck.
Well, you know, the Montreal Canadiens have a philosophy, I believe, that has been carried through for generations, and that is inside your own blue line, you make one pass and then get it outside your blue line, and that's exactly what they do.
Hawks shoot it in. Marks on the right wing, rolling a weak shot wide of the Montreal goal. LaRocque sends it on the boards. Now out to Schutt, the wing-to-wing pass for Lemaire. He has Lafleur up the right wing, moving in, winding up, shooting. Esposito made the juggling glove save on a big drive by Lafleur, and there's a cardinal example of headmanning the puck.
Well, it's so much easier to make your play, especially when you move in on the defense. When you've got the puck on the fly, you can maneuver to your left or right very easily, and at the same time get the puck away on the fly. And you get a guy like Lafleur, he's certainly capable of, he can shoot the puck off either his left foot or his right foot. He's got an excellent wrist shot, and it makes it very easier when you give a guy the puck like that when you're on the fly.
2-1 Montreal, 1:37 to play, first period. Canadiens have 9 straight shots on the net. 14 for the Canadiens in the period, 10 for the Blackhawks. Chicago breaks out. Darcy Rota, who scored a goal in 2 straight games. He gives it to Mulvey. Mulvey pumping a drive. Rebound on the left wing. Kerr overskated there. He was back-checked by Mario Tremblay. Now Réjean Houle, 1-on-2 for Montreal and across the line. Canadiens are whistled on the offside. At one point, the Blackhawks had a 10-5 edge in shots on the net, and we commented on that at that point, and now it's 14-11 in shots for Montreal.
Well, I think that's only understandable, Andy, when you've got 2 power play opportunities like they did, and Esposito made 2 or 3 saves on that one situation where they did eventually score the goal. You're going to get your shots when you're on the power play.
Grant Mulvey after the puck in the right corner, Montreal zone, sends it in front for Rota, who was tied up by Robinson coming back, and Rota just failed to score. Tremblay for Montreal in center. He pokes it near corner, Hawk zone. Esposito coming out, clearing it toward the blue line. Now up and out of play.
1 minute left here in the first period. Montreal leading the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1. The Montreal Canadiens got their first goal at 1:53. Bob Gainey unassisted. The Blackhawks got a power play goal. Bolderev, his 9th from Russell and J.P. Bordelot. Montreal took a 2-1 lead on a power play goal with Grant Mulvey in the penalty box for holding. Guy Lapointe, his 7th from Lemaire and Lambert at 16:35.
Reggie Kerr out for Chicago. And now he heads for the bench, and Ivan Boldyrev is out to center for Bordelot and Ted Bully. Face-off in the Chicago zone. Boldyrev and Rajan Uhl on the draw. Bully taking the puck back of the net. The three Bs, Boldyrev, Bully, and Bordelot, have been the best forwards for the Hawks in the first period. Magnuson off the boards through Bordelot. Now Engblom sends it back. Russell batting the puck out to center. Phil Russell down the Chicago end, up the left wing for Bully. Bully chasing it down. Bully in across the line, firing from the boards, and he whistled that wide. The puck caroms out to Rajan Uhl. He's back-checked by Boldyrev, who puts it up the left wing. But Savard has it on the Montreal defense. Savard to Engblom, his partner, and Boldyrev tying him up. Magnuson up from defense, looking to keep it in. J.P. Bordelot now firing it in high from center. Bully off with the puck to the left corner for the Blackhawks with 15 seconds in the period. But Tremblay comes away with it for Montreal. Mario Tremblay turning on the speed, firing from center ice. Esposito made the stop, and he clears it himself to neutral ice. Right on Engblom's stick, he golfs it back in behind the Chicago net. 1 second left in the period. There's the siren to end the first 20 minutes of play from the Forum in Montreal.
It's 2-1 with Montreal leading.
The Clubs start the period at full and even strength. Larry Robinson for Canadiens, ahead for Jarvis, right on Russell's stick for Chicago. He tips it to the Montreal line. Russell again on the Hawk defense, battling through checkers in center to J.P. Bordelot. He turns it in on the Montreal goal. Larocque had to make a save. Flipped around on the boards for Chartrand, tied up by Boldyrev. But Jarvis starts back. He headmans for Robinson up from defense. Robinson stick handling across. Ridden out of the play by Magnuson and Russell nicely. Kept in by Lapointe. He sends it behind the Chicago goal. 2-1 Montreal early in the second period. Magnuson rolling it rink wide for Ted Bully. He fires it in off his skate. Bully chasing the puck down the boards, but it's cleared by Robinson out to center. Russell backing up for Chicago. He gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson chased by Gainey. They battle into the far corner Chicago zone. Jarvis there looking to center. Jarvis tied up by Boldyrev. A four-man pile, and referee Harris blows the play dead for a face-off.
Ron, there was a play that we saw just prior to that face-off in the corner where we talk about how important it is for the Blackhawks and their defense to move up. And this particular play here, just after that, that's when Gainey and Magnuson go into the corner heavily, and a good play on the part of Jarvis. He goes in, doesn't have anyone to give it to, so rather than throw the puck blind back to the point or into the slot, he holds it for a face-off, so the Canadiens will now have a face-off deep in the Chicago Blackhawks zone to Tony Esposito's right.
An aggressive first period for Bob Gainey, who won the Frank Selke Trophy last year as the best defensive forward in the NHL, and he continues right into period two with good work against Magnuson. Back on the point, Engblom, a shot. Out came Esposito to make the pad save. Russell flicking the rebound to the boards. Off to Boldyrev. Boldyrev skating behind the net, giving it to Russell. Up the left boards for Bully. He couldn't control the puck out to center. Savard there quickly sends it into Chicago ice. Magnuson racing back, chased behind the net by Lambert. The puck coming loose for Russell around Mario Tremblay, out to Rhoda. Rhoda's headmanning pass for Reggie Kerr off the skate. Kerr cutting in, turning on the speed, taking a wrist shot, and he fired that wide of the net. Now Rajan Uhl headmans for Lambert, who takes a check from Grant Mulvey as the Hawks complete a change on the move. Mario Tremblay in across. He is checked there as Logan gave him a hard rap. Logan coming off with a puck in heavy traffic, gives it to Rhoda, stolen by Rajan Uhl, off to Tremblay. He's bumped and knocked down by Logan. Logan playing an aggressive shift here. Here's Rhoda across for the Hawks, giving it to Bob Murray, cutting in, shooting. Oh, the goaltender Larocque kicked out the right pad to stop Murray, who'd come up from defense, and he took a strong shot. Now Lambert from center ice clears it wide of the Hawk goal. Esposito grabbing it, leaving behind for Reg Kerr as Montreal changes on the move. A long lead pass up the right wing. Too far for Grant Mulvey. Now Savard for Montreal, put it right through Pat Hughes' skates. Murray dumps it off the boards for Mulvey. Mulvey taken out of the play by Brian Engblom on the Montreal defense. And Pierre Mondu takes it behind the Canadian net. Montreal 2, Chicago 1 early on in period 2 from the Forum. Engblom headmanning for Hughes, who's bumped by Mulvey. Now Kerr ties up Engblom. The puck to Murray, who is just robbed on a good save by Michel Larocque. Sent behind the Canadian goal for Serge Savard, who won the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP in 1969. Ahead for Mondu. Mondu in across the line, teeing up a shot, and Logan blocked that on defense. Logan in back of the net against Mondu. It comes off to Murray. Murray threads it ahead too far for Coral just off the bench. The puck down the length of the rink. Savard is after it, and he touches it for an icing. There's a break early in second period action with the score Montreal 2, Chicago 1. Face off from the Chicago end. The Hawks get it to defense. Dave Logan starting out. Logan up the near wing. Logan stick handling out of his zone over the red line. Flipped it to Makita. Broken up at the Montreal line. Here's Lafleur coming back against Murray. Lafleur in a cross. Lafleur can't take a shot. He circles back of the net and centers for Lemaire. A shot. Esposito with a midsection save on Lemaire. Another drive, and Esposito makes the glove stop and covers up there. Well, Jacques Lemaire was in scot-free as Lafleur turned the net and found him wide open at the left wing circle.
Andy, there's something you'd see the Montreal Canadiens, and Logan has the puck and has an opportunity to shoot it in. As it turned out, Lafleur picked it up, went down on a one-on-one situation, went wide on Bob Murray. As I said, he likes to go around behind the net, looks up, picks up, and fires it around behind, right out in front there. And Lemaire just walked right in, and on 2 different occasions, Esposito had to come up with an outstanding save.
Hawks dump it in from center. Bunny Larac clearing off the boards for Lafleur, who's tied up by Makita. Lafleur pries it loose and bounces the puck into the Chicago zone. Esposito coming out, clearing it on the boards to center. Now the puck drifts back into the Montreal zone. Larry Robinson lugging it in behind his own net. Makita out with Coral and Marks. Bob Pulford juggling his lines in the first period, and Makita didn't see the ice in the final 10 minutes. Now Lemaire sends it to center. Russell cut that off at the pass. A bouncing shot. Larac with an easy save. Larac fires it on the near boards. Here's Lafleur turning it out to center for Steve Shutt. Shot in across the line with Lemaire. Screen shot. Esposito with a save there. Esposito starts it ahead for Makita. Makita inside his own line, flicking it ahead for Magnuson. Magnuson couldn't catch up with the puck. Now Jacques Lemaire drops it on defense for Robinson in the Montreal end. Head manning for Lafleur. Lafleur turns it for Lemaire. A dangerous pass, but the Canadiens get away with it. Lemaire clearing it in from his own blue line. Off Magnuson's skate and up and out of play. There's a break in second period action with the score. Montreal 2. Gainey looking to take a shot from the slot. The puck trickling to the blue line. Kept in by Savard. Long backhander. Esposito clears it back of the net. Jarvis centering. The puck loose. Finally cleared to the far corner. Dug out by Chartrand of Montreal. Clearing it back toward the point. Up came Engblom to keep it in. Now Murray in the corner with Jarvis. Off to Chartrand. But Ivan Boldarev poked it off his stick. Ahead for J.P. Bordelot on the right wing. Bordelot in a cross, stick handling. Engblom played the man. Savard clears the puck for Montreal. Ahead for Jarvis. Now to Gainey in on left wing, cutting for the net. Teeing up a low shot, and Esposito made the stop there. The Hawks start back. It's stolen by Chartrand. He coughed it up, though, to Hicks. Hicks of the Blackhawks through center. A head manning pass up the left wing for Bully. The bulldozer down the boards against Savard. Drives him into the end boards. Here's J.P. Bordelot feeding the point for Hicks. He takes a shot. The rebound, Reggie Kerr couldn't control. Now Magnuson teeing up a drive. Back to Hicks, left circle. Big shot. Split save by Larac. The puck to the corner boards. The Hawks putting on pressure in the Montreal zone. Here's Gainey back in the net. He's pulled down by Magnuson. Reggie Kerr after the puck. Against Savard, back of the net. The Canadiens scrambling in their own zone. The fans wanted a penalty there on Magnuson, but they won't get it as Magnuson and Gainey collide in center ice. Play getting very chippy. Now Reggie Kerr knocks down Chartrand with Magnuson and Hicks involved in that pile in front of the Montreal players' bench. Keith Magnuson glaring at Bob Gainey. They collided hard at the red line.
They certainly did, yeah. I think Maggie might have been stunned there a bit. He had the momentum going all the way, and Maggie was coming in naturally playing the puck, and Gainey, I'm pretty sure that Maggie probably got the wind knocked out of him there, because he did get up and sort of lost his balance when he fell down. But they certainly collided very heavily right in front of the Montreal bench.
Canadiens 2, Blackhawks 1, 14:10 to play, second period from the Forum. Blackhawks will be home Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday, against the Vancouver Canucks. Also a week from Sunday, the Hawks to take on the Colorado Rockies at Chicago Stadium. This is the sixth of 6 straight on the road for Chicago, and the Blackhawks need a win here badly in Montreal to salvage respect and points from this long trip. Reggie Kerr out with Rhoda and Mulvey against the Réjean Houle's line for Montreal. Houle with Mario Tremblay and Yvon Lambert on the wings, pushing and shoving as they line up for the face-off, and now Rhoda will take the draw against Lambert outside the Montreal line. Cleared to Réjean Houle, back on defense for Guy Lapointe, to cross for Rod Langway. His pass off his skate. Murray back now. Houle spins in on left wing with Logan giving him a rough ride into the boards. Réjean Houle is knocked to the ice as Logan gave him quite a rough ride. Now the Hawks start back. Rhoda in on left wing. Rhoda down the boards, giving it to Mulvey. Mulvey couldn't handle there the pass in his skates. And Montreal starts back. Mario Tremblay headmanning for Oul, in across the line. Oul turning in the right circle, centering for Lapointe, who batted a shot wide. Kept in by Lambert. Here's Langway a drive, and Esposito made a split save there. The puck bounces off the boards to center, and the physical pace of this game is really picking up as Logan just drilled Réjean Oul into the end boards. Head first. Rod Langway headmanning for Lambert. He lost it at the Hawk line. Here's Murray, a crisp pass off Kerr's stick. The puck floats into the Montreal zone. Now the Canadiens clear it to the Hawk line. Taken by Murray of Chicago. Ahead for Kerr. He bats it up the left wing. Gets it back off the boards. Kerr motoring down the left wing. Taking a check from Chartrand. Now Mario Tremblay hits him. Tremblay coming out, but Mulvey stole the puck from him. We have a whistle and a Chicago penalty, I believe, coming up here on Grant Mulvey. There's a break in second period action with the score. Montreal.
Chicago Blackhawks, 2 minutes for slashing at 6:58.
Canadiens with their third power play. They've scored on one of their previous two. Montreal ahead 2-1. Steve shot on the left wing. Back on the right point for Savard. Savard cranks one up from center. Off the top of the glass. The puck coming right in front. Russell there. Batting it ahead. Kept in by Savard for Lafleur down the left wing boards. Leaves it on the point for Robinson. Across for Savard. Savard taking a drive right through the slot area. Kept in by Lafleur. Lafleur on the left boards. Canadiens controlling the puck in the Chicago zone. Lafleur, a big blast. It's deflected off his skate. Esposito gives it to Magnuson off the Savard stick to center ice. 1:20 left on Mulvey's penalty. Robinson back in across. His pass stolen by Coral, who sends it down the length of the rink. Boy, Dave Logan has played an aggressive game on the Hawk defense. About 15 members of his family are here. Logan hails from Montreal, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. The Canadiens dump it in. Here's Coral cranking it off the boards, past Lafleur out to center. Montreal clears. Larry Robinson will lead them in across. Quick pass for Lemaire, and across the line. Headmanning for Schutt. Schutt couldn't hold the pass. He tried to fire it in front. Magnuson blocked that. The puck off the referee. Harris on a bad bounce. Here's Lafleur centering for Schutt. He's knocked down by Russell on a hard blindside check. Kept in by Robinson. Giving for Lemaire. Montreal playing give and go. Out to Robinson in the deep slot. Across for Savard, right circle. He drills a shot. Marks covering the point well, and the puck goes up and out of play.
It's remarkable how they move the puck around, but that's the name of the game, really. They all seem to be just swirling, rotating every opportunity they get, and they hit the open man. When you give the puck to the open man, it gives him a little more time to see what he wants to do with the puck, and you give him some time. Mulvey's got 31 seconds left in that slashing penalty. 11:33 left here in the second period. Montreal Canadiens 2, Chicago Blackhawks 1.
Reggie Kerr out as a fresh penalty-killing forward along with Jim Harrison. A fresh defense also. Logan and Murray on the back line. Hawks trail by one. They can't afford to fall two behind. And they need to kill off this penalty badly. Kept in by Robinson. He drills a shot. He scores. Larry Robinson, a big heavy shot. 40 feet out as he just overpowered Esposito with a big drive. Well, the Canadiens have a 2-goal lead now at home. Their second power play score of the night. And again, the key was winning the faceoff.
Well, Lafleur moved in and picked up the puck and just laid it back to Robinson. On a situation like this, it looked like it went right between Esposito's legs. Robinson didn't have a lot of room to move in, but it was a clear shot from the blue line. But it's important on the faceoffs. Lafleur did the job getting it back to Robinson, and a power play goal for the Montreal Canadiens.
Here's Pat Hughes breaking right in. He shoots, and he fired it wide with Esposito coming way out of the net. The Blackhawks scrambling now as Montreal has a 2-goal lead. Kept in by Napier. He rolls it into the slot. Bob Kelly blocking it. Puck kept in by Guy Lapointe. Fired off the left boards. Murray there for Chicago. Murray clearing the puck to center for J.P. Bordelot. Rink wide for Kelly. A long drive. Larocque made the save there. Larocque in behind for Engblom. Kelly takes him out of the play. Now Harrison centers. Guy Lapointe cut that off. Referee Harris blows the play dead for a face-off. In behind the Montreal net, Bob Kelly and Brian Engblom push and shove at each other. The Blackhawks trailing 3-1 now. Montreal's third goal, Larry Robinson from Lafleur and Mondeau. Mondeau won the draw. Lafleur got it across to Robinson, who walked in a stride or two and drilled a hard shot past Esposito.
That's why we're always talking about how important it is that centerman does not have the total responsibility, Andy, of completely winning the draw. On that play there, Mondu just tied up the draw, and then Lafleur came in and helped him out and sent it back to Robinson. But we had a sort of a tangle up behind the net. Englund was back there with Bob Kelly, and they just more or less went at it. A number of players moved in and throws the puck behind the Montreal net. We'll have a face-off to the left in the Montreal zone to goaltender Michel Larocque.
So Bob Pulford juggles his line, sending out Bordelot with Harrison and Kelly. Face-off in the Montreal end. Back to the blue line. Murray holds it in. Down the boards for Harrison, centering for J.P. Bordelot. He walks right in. It's stick checked off his stick. Here's a drive. Rebound loose. Cleared back of the net. Jim Harrison trying to center. The Hawks mucking around, looking to make a chance, and they've had a couple in the Montreal end. J.P. Bordelot had it poke checked off his stick as he moved in front of the net. We have a Montreal player down, Guy Lapointe. Took a check along the boards, and he is on his knees.
Montreal goal, Mike Eady. The Blackhawk goal, Ivan Boldyrev.
The club's at full strength. Montreal leading 3-1 midway through the second period. Robinson, a head-manning pass stolen by Kelly. Kelly puts it in wide of the Montreal net. Larocque ranging out. Plays it on the boards. J.P. Bordelot knocked that down. Now Savard sends it around to the near corner for Robinson. Robinson starting back. Stick handling to center. Robinson sends it in wide of the Hawk goal. Kelly is there. Back checking on Jarvis. They jam in behind the Chicago net. The puck is tied up there for a face-off. There's a break midway through second period action with a score. Montreal 3 and Chicago 1. Montreal. Canadiens have scored the only goal of period 2. A power play effort on the part of Larry Robinson. Chicago looking to clear. Magnuson sends it to the near boards. Phil Russell over. Head manning for Makita nicely. For Marks on left wing. Rink wide for Coral in across the line. Dropping for Makita on the boards. He shovels a shot toward the net. Coral knocked that down, but Savard comes off with it. Savard out on the fire wing. Makita stole the puck from him. Tried to turn it in front, but quickly Lafleur sends off Lemaire. Lemaire in for Montreal. Shot is the trailer. That pass didn't work. Now Phil Russell clears it up the left wing, just too far for Marks. Savard in front of the Montreal goal. Sends it on the boards. It's kept in by Makita. Makita walking right in front for Coral. He deflects it in. Clip Coral from Makita. Makita kept circling behind the play, and finally the Canadiens coughed it up. And Stan was there to steal it. He took a bit of a wrist shot with Coral right in front, and they've been playing together so long that Coral was in the right place at the right time.
Well, they really had Andy, they almost had they did have a 3-on-1 situation there. Makita, Marks was deep in the slot. Makita just fired it at the net. You got to make the play on the net. Marks turned right in the slot. They had a 3-on-1 situation. Coral just tips it right by him.
Makita sort of staying behind the play there and reading what the Montreal defensemen were going to do, and they copped it right up to him. Makita let his wingers do the work in the corners. Marks went after the puck. It came out to Makita, and he gave it to Coral, who cut in front of the net to score the goal. So the Hawks are down by 1, trailing 3-2. Savard in center ice for the Canadiens. He waits. Now he clears it in past Russell. Esposito there. Réjean Houle after the puck for the Canadiens. Cleared in the far corner for J.P. Bordelot. Neat pass for Boldyrev, but Boldyrev couldn't clear. It's kept in by Mario Tremblay. Good effort by Magnuson, tying him up. The Hawks start back. J.P. Bordelot on the fire wing. Bordelot in for Boldyrev. Drop pass. Bordelot's shot is blocked by Lambert. Puck goes up and out of play. Now the Hawks have a bit of momentum there after that goal.
Well, on that particular play there, they had an excellent opportunity. J.P. again looking for Ivan to cut in behind the defense. Just hesitated, and that's when they made the defensive play.
Second period action with a score. Montreal 3, Chicago 2. We'll pause here 5 seconds for station identification.
In Chicago, you're watching WSNS TV 44.
Andy McWilliams and Lou Angotti with you from the Forum in Montreal. Canadiens lead the Blackhawks 3-2. J.P. Bordelot forechecking, puts it out in front of the net where Boldyrev couldn't get a shot away. Now Mario Tremblay clears it on the right for Réjean Houle. In across the attacking blue line. Head-manning pass for Tremblay. Ridden off the play nicely. It's centered, though, for Robinson. A pass in the slot for Réjean Houle behind his back. That didn't click. The Hawks struggling to clear. Ted Bully on the left wing. His pass knocked down by Lambert, who dumps it back in. Murray blocked that. Bob Murray turning away from the Montreal checkers. The Canadiens change on the move. Up the left wing for the incredible Hulk, Dave Logan. He tees up a drive that missed the net. Now to the right corner, J.P. Bordelot taking a check from Mondu of Montreal. Off to Robinson, tried to slip it in front. Good forechecking by Bully, broke up that. Montreal starts back. Savard on the right for Mondu, and across the line, right circle, down the boards. Mondu turning back toward the point. He's tied up by Logan. Bully tried to come out with a puck. A four-man pile along the boards, and referee Harris whistles it dead for a face-off. There's a break in second period action. The score, Montreal, the Forum. Chicago has come back with a second goal. Cliff Corral, his fourth of the year, from Makita at 10:44. Montreal took a 3-1 lead earlier in the second period. Larry Robinson from Lafleur and Mondu at 8:32. Reg Kerr out against Mondu in the Hawk zone. Cleared on the near boards. Pat Hughes and Rhoda go in. Now Chicago starts back. Reggie Kerr, the puck carrier, through center. Fires it up the right wing, too far for Mulvey. Here's Magnuson sending it in. He took a hard check from Napier there. The puck out of neutral ice. Montreal starts back in. Mondu sweeps across the line for Hughes on the off wing. Back to Mondu. A drive. Glove save. Rebound loose. Reggie Kerr trying to clear now. Russell gets it to Kerr. Kerr taking the puck to safety in the corner. Off for Rhoda. Backhand pass for Mulvey. A return on the boards for Rhoda. Rhoda tied up in center by Hughes, who gets it to Mondu, and he sends it wide of the Hawk net as Montreal changes on the move with 6:55 to play in the second period. Keith Magnuson has taken some heavy body checks tonight, and he's dished out a number of heavy ones, too. That's the way he plays the game. Here's Kerr sending in Rhoda. Rhoda in the slot. Backhand shot. Score! Darcy Rhoda from Reggie Kerr. It's a tie hockey game. Oh, Rhoda used that defenseman as a screen beautifully and sent it in past Larac. And the Hawks have tied the game, and Rhoda has scored a goal in 3 straight. Reggie Kerr made the play, sending Rhoda in. Rhoda deking to the backhand and used LaPointe as a screen beautifully and beat Bunny Larac on the short side.
Just so I think it went through his legs. I'm not really sure. He didn't make much of a shot on it, but like if it's on the net, it's going to go in, and he did on that particular play. Larac just looked like he came out to cut the angle down, but it went right between his legs. I mean, we've got a tie game here. 3-3 with 6:43 left here in the second period.
It seemed as if Larac expected his defenseman LaPointe to take care of Rhoda. But that didn't happen. Rhoda stuck with it, made the play, and scored the goal to tie it at 3-3. 2 straight for Chicago playing comeback hockey here at the Forum. And that is not easy to do in this building. Montreal is 8-1. They've won 5 straight in this building. Here's Lemaire in across the line. He's stripped to the puck by Murray. Bob Murray starting back for Chicago. Tried to headman for Makita. Now Murray poke checks it into the Montreal zone. Cleared for Jacques Lemaire. Lemaire gives it to Larry Robinson. Ahead for Lemaire, who's bumped by Makita in center. Off to Cliff Corral, who scored that second Chicago goal. Hawks have tied it at 3-3 in period 2. Dumped around the boards. Logan coming up. He kept it in, but Lemaire clears. He has shot on his left. Lemaire in across the line. Tried to feed it for shot, but Corral bumped shot out of the play. Now Robinson is poke checked by Murray, who sends it on the boards. It's kept in by Lafleur. Off to Murray of the Blackhawks, back of the net. He turns away from a Guy Lafleur check. Now Murray is bumped again as the Canadiens bottle up the play. Logan taking command. He gets it out to John Marks. Marks through center ice. Corral on the right wing, deflecting it wide of the Canadian goal. Larac flags it down. Chicago changing on the move with 5:25 to play in the period. Here's Gainey on the left wing. He's bumped by Magnuson. And Gainey felt that. They collided earlier in the period at center ice, and Gainey got the best of it. Now Phil Russell shoots the puck out to center. The Hawks bring it in. Bully, a big drive. He fired it wide. Now it's kept in by Magnuson. Oh, Maggie couldn't keep it in there, and again the physical pace is picking up. A break in second period action from the Montreal Forum. Montreal 3 and Chicago 3. Luann Gotti along with Andy McWilliams. Bolderev out against Jarvis's line as Scotty Bowman sends his ace checking line out against Bolderev, Bully, and Bordelot again. Here's Gainey through center. He scored a goal tonight for Montreal. Flipped in behind the Hawk net. Magnuson on the boards for J.P. Bordelot. Bordelot headmanning for Bolderev. Out in center, Chartrand grabs it for Montreal. Rick Chartrand, another versatile Montreal skater. He can play defense and has on many occasions in the NHL. Phil Russell back for Chicago against Chartrand. He's rubbed out of the play, but Magnuson clears it for J.P. Bordelot. Out to center ice. LaPointe on the Montreal defense. He gives it across for Langway. A return for LaPointe up the right wing to the center red line. Long backhand shot, and Esposito made the stop. Giving it to Magnuson as Montreal changes on the fly. 4:21 remaining. Here in the second period, the Hawks have come back to tie the Canadiens at 3-3. Puck cleared off the boards down the length of the rink on goal. The icing is washed out as Murray has it behind the Blackhawk net. Long head-manning pass for Bolderev up the left wing. Bully couldn't hold on. Chicago wants to change now with Jim Harrison coming off the bench. And now Robinson clears it in for Pierre Mondu. Mondu has Napier and Hughes in front. Hughes in the left wing corner sweeping for Robinson up from the point. The Blackhawks clear that, though. Montreal is pinching in from the blue line, trying to put the pressure on. The puck trickles in toward the Hawk goal. Esposito clears it. Now Kelly in the corner against Savard, off to Pat Hughes. Out comes Esposito with a poke check there. The Hawks break it out to center. Jim Harrison after the puck. He clears it in for Coyle. Coyle walking in, shooting. Oh, the rock came out to stop Clint Coyle after Harrison gave it to him. Now it's cleared to Coyle on the right wing, and he is back-checked by Napier there. Napier gives it to Pat Hughes. Off his stick, Logan clearing it back to center for Grant Mulvey of Chicago. Mulvey up the left wing for Rotos. Just tied the game. He drills a shot. LaRock made the save, and the puck pops up and out of play. A break late in second period action. Chicago 3, Montreal 3. 2 men across the line, but LaRock made the big stop.
Certainly did.
On the ensuing play, the Canadiens take it behind their net. Guy Lapointe with the puck. He scored a goal tonight. On the left for Rod Langway, the rookie from the University of New Hampshire. The headmans for Lambert, firing from the left boards. Esposito with an easy arm pad save. The puck back of the net. Rejean Houle was spun around. The Hawks look to clear. Mulvey on the right wing, stripped of the puck by Langway. Langway puts it in front of the Hawk net. No one home. Lapointe kept it in. Behind the Hawk goal, Phil Russell starts out for Chicago. Long clearing pass too far for Kerr. Guy Lapointe at the Canadiens line. He sends it ahead. That's deflected. Magnuson grabbing it for Chicago. He puts it in off the boards behind the Montreal goal. Kerr after it, left wing corner. Feeding on the point for Russell. A shot. Mulvey just missed the deflection. Magnuson couldn't hold the puck in. Here's Rejean Houle grabbing the puck on the far boards. He moves in. He centers for Tremblay, who couldn't bat it in from the goal mouth. The Canadiens had a 2-on-1. Now the Hawks come back quickly. An end-to-end action. Rhoda across for Mulvey. His shot is blocked. Guy Lapointe clears it to the boards. Montreal breaking out again. Too far for Rejean Houle. Montreal wants to change anyway. Wow. Well, just as we said, Lou, that the Canadiens were pinching in, we saw Larry Robinson maybe 10 feet out from the goal crease. The Chicago Blackhawks got a break there with Magnuson clearing it out, and then Jim Harrison sending in Cliff Coyle. So the Canadiens were pressing, and the Hawks got a break but couldn't cash in.
No, they didn't. And both LaRock and Esposito have been a victim of goals that you would, question, but they've come up with big saves as well.
Dumped behind the Chicago net. Blackhawks 3, Canadiens 3 with 1:52 to play in the second period. Chicago clears to center. Savard right there for Montreal, flipping it high over the Blackhawk blue line. The puck goes up and out of play, and the New York Islanders lead the Vancouver Canucks 4-1 in the second period at Pacific Coliseum.
And the Capitals were leading there for a while, 4-3, and now it's the Boston Bruins in the third period leading the Islanders 5-4. Philadelphia leads Pittsburgh 1-0, and Colorado leads Toronto 3-1.
Again, the Islanders 4, the Canucks 1 in Vancouver in the second period. Lemaire dumps it wide of the Hawk goal. Esposito coming out, lost it to Lemaire, who centered. Bad angle shot, almost went in with Esposito out of his goal crease. Now a drive by Lafleur, chest save by Tony Esposito. The Hawks clear it down the length of the rink. LaRock coming out as icing is washed out, leaving it back of the net for Larry Robinson. Blackhawks 3, Canadiens 3. Chicago's come back from a 2-goal deficit on goals by Cliff Coyle and Darcy Rhoda. The New York Islanders, again, leading Vancouver 4-1 in the second period. So if the Blackhawks could get a point or two out of tonight's game here in Montreal, they could pad their lead over second-place Vancouver, and they could really do a number on the Canucks if they could beat them at Chicago Stadium Wednesday.
Well, any point you can get coming out of the Montreal Forum, and the way the Canadiens have played thus far tonight, the Blackhawks have been meeting them head-on, and you've got to give them credit for it. They're playing a very well, methodically planned game.
Here's Lafleur in a cross. Lafleur looking to turn it in front. Esposito cut that off at the pass. Blackhawks start back. Makita out of his own zone up the right wing for Coyle. Into John Marks. Marks winding up, blasting a shot. He scores! John Marks! A big drive. He overpowered LaRock on the short side there. Marks found the short short side, and I think Larocque was cheating a bit toward the middle.
Well, it was a 2-on-1. Makita moving the defenseman, hit him right in the top corner, right over his stick side. And like you said, Marks really powered it right by him. A good play there, bringing Marks and Makita away. Savard there trying to stay in the middle, but the shot went right over Larocque's shoulder. 4-3, the Blackhawks lead with 51 seconds left here in the second period.
Again, Montreal was pressing in the Chicago zone. They were caught in a 2-on-1, and the Blackhawks capitalized to score their third straight goal of the period. And Chicago has its first lead in the hockey game at 4-3. Jarvis back for the Canadiens, in across the line, but Bully sweeps it away from him. Off the boards to Guy Lapointe at the Canadiens line. A long lead pass for Gainey. He couldn't hang on to it. Here's Magnuson shooting the puck up and out of play. 4-3 Chicago, and that fourth goal, John Marks, his 9th of the year from Coral and Makita at 19:09. A goal in the final minute of play in the period for Chicago, and that's something they haven't done in quite a while. They've given up a number of goals in the final minute of periods.
We talked about, maybe not the Montreal Canadiens not getting rattled, but I think this is, you'd like to be in this position. Hopefully they got 32 seconds left. They certainly can score more than one goal with 32 seconds left to the face-off to the right of Tony Esposito, but getting out of this period could be very important.
Engblom across for Lapointe. Canadiens hold it in. A backhand shot. Heavy traffic in front. Gainey knocked down by Russell. Hawks can't clear. Shot on the far wing. J.P. Bordelot there for the Hawks. Rink wide for Bully in center. Bully gives it for Bolderev. That pass skipped off his stick. In behind the Montreal net. Jarvis grabbing it. He's chased by Ted Bully. The puck cleared back on the point. And now Montreal fires it to center. Blackhawks content to skate out the period. Dumped to center for Bolderev, but an offside pass called against Chicago. 4 seconds remaining, period 2. An interesting intermission guest for you, Luann Gotti. Brian O'Neill, the executive vice president of the NHL.
Yeah, he should be very interesting. A man that seems to get all the tough jobs to do, and he's got a tough one this year, and we'll talk about it in between periods.
Time winding down in the period, and there's the siren. The Blackhawks have bounced back with 3 straight goals to salvage respect from this long road trip. They've won only 1 game out of the previous 5 on this long junket, with the Ice Follies holding fort at Chicago Stadium. A win here in Montreal would be a giant morale booster for the Blackhawks, who've been sagging lately, and it certainly would help the Hawks' position on top of the Smythe division, with Vancouver losing tonight at home to the New York Islanders. The puck behind the Hawk net. Esposito sending it around on the right wing boards for J.P. Bordelot. Bordelot coming out, hooking it for Bolderev. Bolderev through center. Tied up by Mondu. The puck loose in neutral ice. Napier for Montreal. Napier starts in. He put it ahead for Mondu. Off a skate. Russell there for Chicago. Head manning for Bolderev. Bolderev in on right wing. Low shot. Larocque made the stick save. Savard off with a puck for the Canadiens. Up the near wing. Savard clears it to center. Stick handling now. Shooting it on the right for Guy Lafleur. A head manning pass broken up by Russell as the Hawks stand up at their blue line. They tie it up on the boards for a face-off. Scotty Bowman has been noted for changing lines as frequently as the weather changes around Montreal, which is about every 5 minutes. He had a completely new forward combination out there that time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. He gets everyone able to play with one another. They play the basic system. They move the puck. If you're a right winger, you just stay up and down your side and move the puck. We should mention that we had identical shots in that second period as we did in the first. Montreal 14, the Blackhawks 11.
4-3, Hawks lead early in period 3. Bob Murray took a check, but he got the puck to Rhoda. Rhoda lost it. Steve Shutt sent it across the blue line. It's stolen by Mulvey of the Blackhawks. Long drive from center, missing the net. Kept in by Kerr, left corner. He put it in front. No one home for Chicago. Kept in by Mulvey, golfing one wide from the boards. Here's Rhoda looking to center. Put it out in front. Here's Mulvey. He can't get a shot away. Mulvey and Kerr couldn't settle there for a drive as Rhoda sent it in front. Now the Canadiens dump it in. Shutt fires it down the boards. Pat Hughes in the corner against Logan. Hughes centering. Mulvey clears the slot nicely. He can't get it out. Kept in by Jarvis. That shot deflected wide. Off to Shutt, putting it in front. Hughes couldn't get his stick down. Play getting a little sloppy here. Montreal keeping it in. Pat Hughes down the right boards, triggering a drive. Logan blocked that. Cleared out to Rhoda. Rhoda slowly up the left wing. Head manning for Grant Mulvey. Off his stick as Langway has it for the Canadiens. Langway head manning for Lafleur. Lafleur in over the line. Back pass for Lemaire. Lemaire took a body check from Rhoda. The Hawks start back. Reggie Kerr through center, in over the line, banging a shot. He missed the net. Larocque clears it to the boards. Lafleur kicking it with his skate. Now it's kept in by Logan. Logan fires the puck to the corner, stolen there by Robinson. Ahead on the boards for Lafleur. Lafleur poke check nicely by Magnuson. Now Logan trying to clear. It's kept in by Lafleur, centering the puck loose in the slot. Lemaire tied up by Magnuson. Out comes Esposito to poke it to the corner boards and shot out to center past Serge Savard. Esposito with a very alert play there in heavy traffic. Now Savard back for Montreal. Hawks lead by a goal. Savard in a cross. Drop on the left wing for Lafleur. Lafleur back at the point. Savard a drive off Makita's skate wide to the far boards. Makita starting out. Tried to feed it ahead for Marks, who scored the tie-breaking goal. Here's Montreal back in. Lemaire, a wrist shot off Esposito's glove. Up and out of play. There's a break in third period action with the score Chicago 4, Montreal 3. 4-3. Chicago leading with 17-11 left in the third period. Chartrand, wrist shot. Esposito with a save, sweeping the rebound of the boards. Chartrand let the puck go there after the Canadiens won a draw, and Esposito made the stop and cleared the puck away from the slot. Canadiens keep it in. Lambert back in the net for Réjean Houle. Phil Russell stopped him. Now Lambert into the right wing corner, feeding the point for Langway. Across for Robinson. Robinson a shot off the back of the net. Lambert grabbing the rebound, centering, but J.P. Bordelot is there to clear it ahead for Battleship Kelly. Kelly battling in. The puck is stolen by Chartrand of Montreal. Put it on Russell's stick, and Russell clears it back to center. J.P. Bordelot, a good clearing effort for Chicago after Russell played the body nicely.
Glad they called that one.
Against Réjean Houle. 4-3, Chicago leading. Dave Logan has played a strong game for the Blackhawks, and there are about 20 members of Logie's family here at the Forum. He is from Montreal.
I guess that's enough motivation. He certainly is playing a very strong and aggressive game. All the Blackhawks have played thus far a very impressive two periods, 16:31 left here in the third period, and leading 4-3. And as we mentioned, a game like this will certainly be a tremendous morale builder and great for their confidence to go back to Chicago when they'll meet Vancouver next Wednesday night.
A lot of Bordelots and a lot of Murrays in the building, too, as both J.P. Bordelot and Bob Murray make their off-season homes near the city of Montreal. Doug Wilson is not on the Chicago bench that I can see, has not played since the first period. Doug Hicks is out for Chicago as a swingman on the back line paired with Russell on this shift, with Magnuson getting a rest. 16:31 left in the hockey game. Blackhawks nursing a one-goal lead at 4-3 from the Forum, where the Canadiens have lost only 1 of 9 this year, and that was a month ago, 4 weeks ago, when the New York Rangers beat them 2-1. Hawks keep it in. Bully from the blue line. His shot is blocked by Mario Tremblay. Tremblay headmanning for Houle. Houle in on right wing. Hicks played the body there. Bully came across to clear the puck up and out of play, and here he and Mario Tremblay square off. Now Robinson joins the pile along with a host of others. I don't know what Mario Tremblay was upset about.
It's a good clean check. He played him out along the boards, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Puck deflected out of the playing surface, but Bully playing him along the boards. Magnuson looks like he's been cut there, and I think Jimmy Harrison was stunned a bit. I noticed him on the bench there, and he's removed his helmet. Looks like he took a jolt, maybe had the wind knocked out of him that last shift out here. So they're, as you say, going with the number of players they're going with. They certainly can use everybody.
Lambert gets it back to Houle. He bombs a shot wide. Now it's cleared out past Guy Lapointe down the length of the rink. Skip Thayer, the Blackhawks medical trainer, administering to Keith Magnuson on the Hawk bench. Maggie does not go to the dressing room. He gets a butterfly stitch right on the bench. Guy Lapointe in behind the Montreal net with 15:49 to play period 3. Chicago leading 4-3. John Marks broke a 3-3 tie in the final minute of period 2. Réjean Houle took a check from Hicks. The Canadiens carry on. Tremblay is bumped out of the play. Loose in the corner, Lambert taken into the boards by Bolderev. Now it's centered. Houle a shot. Doug Hicks blocked that. Houle again a drive. Ted Bully stole the puck. The Hawks come out. Ahead for J.P. Bordelot. In across for Bully. Bully at the right circle for Bordelot, moving in front. It jumped off his stick as the Canadiens clear the puck down the length of the rink. Should be an icing, with Murray back to play it. And again, Montreal was caught up ice and the Hawks broke out. There's a break in third period action with the scores Chicago 4, Montreal 3. Blasting a shot that hit Lapointe in front. Now Makita at the left circle, keeping it in for Chicago. Makita taking a low drive. Guy Lapointe got in front of that again as Napier comes out ahead for Mondeau of Montreal. Makita tied him up in center. Stan Makita playing well defensively, plus 2 assists. In the last 8 games, Mikita has 10 assists to his credit. Now Lafleur back for Montreal. Flipping it up the right wing for Lapointe. Lapointe through center, snapping off a quick shot. Esposito made the stop there. Now Mondeau back of the net, but Marks stole it from him. Marks out on the near wing. Mondeau picked his pocket. Mondeau feeding the point for Langway. Tied up by Coral. Stolen by Murray of Chicago, and he deflects it to center for Mikita. Back with Marks and Coral. Mikita in on left wing, triggering a low shot. He missed the net. Canadiens look to clear. Mark Napier on the left wing, sending it rink wide. Logan back for Chicago against Lafleur. The icing washed out as Logan and Lafleur tie up. Mondeau in for the loose puck. Mondeau coming away with it. Mondeau behind the net, giving it to Larry Robinson. Robinson lost control. Here's Murray flipping the puck to center. Robinson would have had a good chance if he could have settled there, but he didn't do it. Set in behind the Chicago net. Esposito back of his goal, feeding it up the right wing for Mulvey. Mulvey slaps it off the boards, down the length of the rink into the Montreal zone. Steve Shutt back to control. He scored 60 goals 2 years ago. Now it's kicked in for Jarvis. Jarvis to the right wing corner. Jarvis hooks the puck in front. It goes to the left wing boards for Robinson at drive, and Esposito held his ground to make the save on the high shot. Now Jarvis back of the net, poked away by Russell of Chicago. Mulvey trying to clear, held in by Savard of Montreal. Reggie Kerr took it away from him. Kerr cutting in front of his own net. Head manning for Rhoda. Rhoda busting in on the left wing with Mulvey from behind the play. Grant Mulvey shooting. Oh! That was deflected up over the net as Kerr gave it beautifully. I should say Rhoda gave it beautifully to Mulvey, who came in from behind the play. Now the Canadiens start back, things opening up. Steve Shutt stick handling across. Back to the right circle, tried to thread it through for Jarvis, but Magnuson took him out of the play. Now Pat Hughes took a heavy check from Mulvey back of the net. Blackhawks flip it up and out of play. Grant Mulvey had a great opportunity. The net seemingly gaping open in front of him, and that shot to hit something. It might have been Larocque, the goaltender.
I don't really know. It looked like he tried to throw it up high. Larocque slid across. It looked like he just lifted it right over the net. He had the whole top side of the net, which he tried to make the play which you expect, but he, trying to pick that top side with Larocque sliding across, that certainly would have been a goal that the Blackhawks certainly could have used. A play like that, you don't get too many setups like that. Rhoda made the nice play, slid it right across as Mulvey moving right in with the momentum, picked it up on the fly, but as you say, just fired it right over the net.
Bob Pulford on the Hawk bench trying to get the attention of his players on the ice with the whistle. Difficult to hear anything here at the Forum. It's jam-packed. Right off the draw. Quick shot by Lemaire. Esposito with a save. Lemaire sends it in front. Russell parked there to clear for the Hawks. Up the left wing for Bully. Lafleur slashing at him. Bully puts it in the right corner, Montreal zone. Engblom behind the net. Bully colliding with him. The puck comes loose. Off to Lafleur in center. Mikita picked his pocket. Mikita playing excellent defensive hockey here in the third period. Now the puck is loose. Stolen by Gainey. Back pass for Lemaire. Centering for Lafleur. Backhand shot. Over the net. Lafleur set up at the goal mouth. Now the Hawks clear. Mikita coming back with Coral and Ted Bully. Mikita in over the line, giving for Coral, cutting it off the right wing. Coral back of the net. He's tied up by Engblom. The Canadiens start to skate now as Bob Gainey has the puck in center. Gainey in on left wing. Russell takes him out of the play. Mikita off with a puck for the Hawks. It's fired to the far corner with Marks in behind the net. John Marks coming up the right wing for Chicago. He bounces it off the boards for Coral. A return for Marks. Marks in over the line. Screen shot blocked on defense by Guy Lapointe. Now Marks steals back of the goal. Marks centering for Kerr. That's stolen by Lemaire of Montreal. Lemaire gives it to Lambert. Lambert in across firing, and that shot blocked by Bob Murray. Esposito turns it ahead for Marks, who can't clear. The puck in back of the Hawk goal. Lambert is there. Lambert lost it to Grant Mulvey. 4-3. Chicago leading with 14:35 to go in period 3 from the Montreal Forum. The puck in center ice. Tremblay sends it on the boards for Chartrand. Chartrand in the Montreal zone, chased by Marks, who wants off to the bench as the Hawks complete a change on the move. Larry Robinson for Montreal up the near wing. Mulvey stole it from him. Mulvey with a good scoring chance just a minute or so ago. Set up by Rhoda. Would have put the Hawks up by 2. Now Logan couldn't hold it in on the point. The puck down the length of the rink. Esposito ranging out. Chicago goaltender gives it for Bob Murray. Long head-manning pass up the right wing, trickling out to center. Robinson there for Montreal. Lost it to Reggie Kerr, who's played an alert game. Kerr down the boards. Drop pass for Rhoda, and that missed connections. Tremblay starts it back for Réjean Houle. Houle in across on the left wing, cutting to the slot. Poole, the right circle, feeds it across for Robinson. Robinson, a quick drive. He missed the net. The puck on the far wing. Rhoda pries it out to center after taking a body check. Now Montreal changing on the fly. Sharp draw ahead for Lambert. He puts it far corner, Chicago end. Mario Tremblay in with Logan. They exchange heavy blows. Now Logan drops his gloves, and he has Tremblay in a hammerlock there, wrestling Tremblay to the ice. Dave Logan.
He's strong. He's strong. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they don't call him the Incredible Hulk.
Look at them. They're going at it. They're going at it. This is where you waste your time. This is where you waste your time. You can't do very much with the officials in between. It just wears you out. But Tremblay likes to play aggressive, and he's a tough kid, too. Tremblay, he doesn't shy away from the rough stuff.
Well, Dave Logan has certainly been the most aggressive Blackhawk on this trip. He was the heart of that Hawk victory in Philadelphia when he fought both Paul Holmgren and Bob Hound Kelly and did well. And really, those fights and the results turned the result around for Chicago in that 4-3 win at Philadelphia. There's a break in third period action with the score Chicago 4. Logan and Tremblay get the penalties after that bumping match in the corner and then the wrestling match on the ice. 10:25 to play in the hockey game. Chicago leading 4-3. It's been a rough road trip for Dave Logan. He took sustained heavy facial damage in those fights in Philadelphia. He blocked a shot in Colorado right in the midsection, and it knocked the wind out of him and bruised some ribs. So Logan has taken a lot of physical punishment, but the way he plays the game, I guess he's learned to accept that.
I don't think you ever learned to accept that, Andy, but I mean, he does it well, and he shows a lot of courage. And on that game there in Philadelphia, as you said, in fact, he flew out with me the next morning and flew back to Chicago, and from there had to go and see the doctor and get some teeth repaired, and then flew right out to Colorado.
From the face-off, the Hawks controlling their own zone. Russell gives it to Magnuson, who has to cover up in front of the Blackhawk net. 4-3 Chicago leading. Clubs at full and even strength as Gainey drops it on the point for Guy Lapointe. Lemaire deflects it wide of the net, off to Lafleur, left wing circle. Lafleur into the corner, looking to center. Lemaire, a backhand.
Oh, what a save.
Esposito with a stop on the doorstep against Jacques Lemaire, who is set up by Lafleur. Now Lemaire in center ice. He dumps it into the Chicago zone again. Out comes Esposito, knocking it away from Gainey. Phil Russell on the far wing ahead for Makita. He can't clear. Kept in by Lafleur. A head-manning pass. Magnuson clears the slot, and Makita dumps it off the boards to center. Esposito throttling Jacques Lemaire from 5 feet out on a backhander. 9:30 to play in the hockey game as Savard lugs it in, but Lemaire tripped over the blue line. He was offside. And we'll have a face-off in the center ice area.
Chicago goals. Ivan Boldarev his 9th in the first period. Coral, Rhoda, and Marks in the second period. The Montreal goals. Gainey, his 4th. Lapointe, a power play goal. Robinson, a power play goal. 9:30 left here in the third period. The Blackhawks 4, the Montreal Canadiens 2.
New York Islanders 4, Vancouver Canucks 2 after 2 periods at Vancouver. Robinson legs it in. Behind the Hawk net, Esposito leaves it for Murray on the far wing for Ted Bully. Steve Shutt trying to tie him up. Shut off with the puck against Doug Hicks, who's out on the Hawk defense. Now Boldarev tried to send it ahead. Jarvis looking to come out with it, sent behind the Chicago net. Bob Murray will try his luck on the right wing. Murray stick handling around Steve Shutt, getting it past Napier, but it's kept in by Mondeau. Now Shutt on the boards, giving it to Mondeau, side of the net. He tried to center. Murray blocked that nicely. They hold for a face-off. Bob Murray tried to do too much himself. He beat 2 men, but the 3rd man poke-checked him.
Now you can't do that. You got to clear that blue line, Andy. You got to clear it.
There's a break in third period action with the score Chicago 4, Montreal 3. Bordelot back for Chicago. Bordelot up the right wing, puts it in wide of the Montreal goal. Now Bully on the left wing, looking to center. Chartraw cut that off at the pass, but Bully keeps it in for Chicago. Bully back in the net, turning. He tried to stuff it in. Boldarev a backhand shot. Bordelot couldn't score. Now Bully in drive. He put it in the net. Ted Bully, and the Hawks take a 5-3 lead. Bully, Bordelot, Boldarev, all buzzing around that Montreal net. Finally, Ted Bully pulled the puck away from a pile and put it in. Chicago, a 2-goal lead.
It was all set up here, and you can see Bully did the work behind the net, tried to jam it in front. It came out. Ivan got a backhander on it. JP had it. It came right out in front. Bully just turned around, swept it right in, right underneath LaRock, and the Blackhawks now lead 5-3 with 8:30 left. I can't believe it.
Well, Bunny LaRock had his hands full there. Ivan had a chance, JP had a chance, and finally Ted Bully put it in. And the Blackhawks have a 5-3 lead here at the Forum in Montreal. 8:30 left to play, and still plenty of hockey. This explosive Montreal club here, never really safe here, even with a 4 or 5 goal lead in this building. Ted Bully, big goal for Chicago. Now the Canadiens will have to open up. Réjean Houle down the left wing boards. Houle taken out of the play by Magnuson. Cliff Corral off with the puck for Chicago. He's tied up by Lafleur in the near corner. Corral pokes it around to Russell. 5-3 Blackhawks lead. Bully has scored 4 in a row for Chicago to wipe out a 3-1 Montreal lead. Hawks looking to even their record at 8-4. Now Corral back of the net with Marks steaming down the slot. Corral is ridden out of the play. Marks joins the pile with Lapointe, and they hold for a faceoff. With a score, there's a break in third period action with the score Chicago 5 and Montreal with a 2-goal lead now over Montreal. Makita and Jarvis on the draw in the Canadian zone. Lapointe wheels it around to the left wing boards, grabbed by Magnuson in center. Magnuson puts it ahead for Grant Mulvey. He took a check, but shot it in wide of the Montreal goal. Serge Savard coming out on the far wing around Rota. Savard going end-to-end into the zone. Savard from the left wing circle. Savard back of the net. Magnuson takes him out of the play. They scramble back of the goal. Magnuson and Savard on the boards. Rota joining the pile along with Kerr, and they hold for a face-off.
Good play on Magnuson's part. Played the man exceptionally well. Savard tried to go wide on him. He gave him the side, took him wide, took him into the corner, and just played the body all the way. But on that 5th goal there, Bully was the guy that made the play behind the net, as we see here, and then both of them in there. Bully just slides it right underneath LaRock. That goal came at 11:30, assisted by J.P. Bordelot and Ivan Bolderev. Ted Bully's 5th goal of the season. Face-off now deep to the right of Tony Esposito.
Reggie Kerr against Jacques Lemaire in the Chicago zone with 7:29 to play. Hawks with a 2-goal lead. Mulvey sweeps it back to Magnuson. Magnuson backhands it on the left wing boards for Rota coming out. Rota put it ahead for Kerr. That pass too far. A skate race here. Lapointe and Kerr. Good effort. Kerr gets there first to wash out the icing. Now the puck is kept in by Corral at the Montreal line, golfing it to the far corner, and Savard races back to play it, coming out around John Marks. Savard through center ice, firing from the neutral zone. Esposito went down to make the save, and he lost the puck in his equipment, and they pile in around Tony Esposito.
Andy, we see the line juggling that is going on right now, and this is where the situation does reverse. It is in the hands of Bulford now, where he's going to try and get Makita out there with Lemaire and Lafleur out there against John Marks. Cliff Corral out there. He wants that line out there where he can afford right now not to concern himself with having those 3 guys scoring goals. With a 2-goal lead, he can more or less use them defensively and not worry about getting any more goals. And this sort of puts the advantage in the hands of Bulford now. He would rather have Makita against Lemaire and John Marks out there against Lafleur with Corral on Gainey, and that's the way it should be if you're coaching the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, the Hawks have been having trouble getting face-offs on this road trip, and Makita has been the only man who's been really dependable. He tied up for scoring the other night in Los Angeles. The Hawks clear it after Makita won the draw. Here's Markson across. His shot going wide of the Montreal net. Savard on the near wing. Now Makita stole it and fired from the point, and that went wide. Russell poke checked by Lemaire. Here's Lemaire in across the line for Montreal. Makita tying him up in the corner. Around to the near wing in the Chicago zone. Murray there, firing it ahead. Kept in by Lapointe, right at the goal mouth for Lafleur. He couldn't handle the pass. Kept in neatly by the Canadiens there. Now again, Guy Lapointe on the right point. His shot is blocked. Chicago coming out. Stan Makita stick handling in across the line. Now the Canadiens slap it back out to center. Murray shot it up the boards. The puck goes up and out of play. There's a break late in third period action with the score Chicago 18 left in the hockey game from the Forum. Blackhawks 5, Canadiens 3. Ted Bully scoring a big insurance goal for Chicago at 11:30 of the third period. His 5th from J.P. Bordelot and Ivan Bolderev. Canadiens control from the faceoff. Larry Robinson up the left wing into the zone. Napier was offside by 10 miles there.
Nice call by Sweet Knox.
One of the easiest ones he's ever had. Don't forget, the Hawks are home Wednesday against Smythe Division rival Vancouver. Face off 7:30. Another Smythe Division 4-pointer a week from tomorrow. The Colorado Rockies will be playing at Chicago Stadium 8 days hence. So the Hawks will finally be home from the long road trip, which ends tonight. Blackhawks looking to clear. Lambert keeps it in. Left wing board, centering for Robinson. Off his stick, J.P. Bordelot pokes it to the fireboards. Kept in by Engblom. Into the circle, Lambert and Uhl scrap for it. The Hawks clear, though. J.P. Bordelot on right wing, ahead for Bolderev. In across the line, Bolderev teeing up a backhand shot, and Larocque made a sprawling save. Held in by Bully. He centers, but Robinson clears. Head manning for Réjean Uhl. In on the right for Napier. Napier breaking along the boards, dumping it on the left point for Robinson. A shot. And that caught in Bob Murray's equipment in front of the net. And we'll have a face-off in the Chicago zone. Don't forget, our next simulcast here on TV 44 and WCFL Radio is 2 weeks from tonight, Saturday, December 9th, as the Blackhawks take on the St. Louis Blues at the Checker Dome. Our airtime will be 8 p.m. on both radio and television. The Hawks juggling personnel here, and Bob Pulford, I imagine, will go with the frequent line changes down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, well, that'll give him a chance to rest his players as well. He doesn't mind matching lines now. Let Scotty Bowman take the last change and then change on the fly, but he needs to give his players a rest. He's been going with basically the regular 3 lines and 4 defensemen. They could use the rest.
Réjean Uhl and Reggie Kerr on the draw to the right of Esposito and Chicago ice. Blackhawks lead by 2 at 5-3. 4 straight goals for Chicago. And that is seldom done here on Forum ice. Larry Robinson, left point, is shot blocked by Kerr. Now Lambert, left side of the net. He's poke checked. Phil Russell looking to clear. Out for Rhoda. Engblom kept it in. Off for Uhl, a shot. And again, Russell came across to tie him up. Now Grant Mulvey fires the puck down the length of the ring. The Hawks are playing well defensively here, protecting their goaltender. Now Rhoda in center. He just sends it in behind the Montreal net with 5:05 to play in the hockey game. Chicago ahead by 2 at 5-3. The Montreal Canadiens have won 8 of 9 here on their home ice this year. A 5-game winning streak at the Forum on the line for them. Réjean Uhl is poke checked by Magnuson. It comes off to Mulvey with Kerr. 2-on-2. Mulvey in on his off wing to the left corner, giving for Kerr. Kerr looking to center, tied up by Robinson. A 4-man scramble, and referee Harris blows the play dead for a faceoff.
And either played smart hockey in this position here. They didn't throw the puck away. You go into the corner, especially offensively. There's some shoving and pushing going on down there. It doesn't look like it's going to materialize anything, but you get a young player like Reggie Kerr, a rookie in the league, being disciplined enough to know to go in the corner, don't throw the puck blind into the slot or back to the point, hoping to set up an offensive play when you really don't need one. It's better to have the puck in the corner, freeze it, get a line change, which is they're doing right now, but that's good, sound, fundamental hockey.
See exciting basketball action when DePaul University meets the Bruins of UCLA, live from Los Angeles tonight here on TV 44. UCLA and DePaul. Should be a terrific game from Pauley Pavilion. Makita winning a draw for Marks, but they'll redo the faceoff.
That took 2 seconds.
5-3 Chicago, 4:41 to play. Blackhawks did not win here in Montreal last year. In fact, they didn't beat the Canadiens last season. They are 1-0 against Montreal, looking to make it 2-0 with a 2-goal lead late in the third period here tonight. Pierre Mondeau back for Canadiens. He is tied up by Hicks. Again, the Hawks stand up at their blue line. The Canadiens are trying to stick handle in and not too successfully. Now Makita in across the line. Big shot off the barrel of Larocque's stick onto the glass. Oh, Makita had the goaltender beaten there, but Larocque got lucky, and the puck glanced off the barrel of his stick as Makita almost deposited the puck past Larocque on the stick side. Makita again in, up the right wing for Coral. Coral looking to center for Marks. Puck going to the far wing. Hicks up from the point, sending it behind the Montreal net. 5-3 Chicago. Savard starting back. Serge Savard through center, clearing it for Lapointe. He pokes it wide of the Hawk goal. Puck played by Esposito, and for the third time tonight, Tony Esposito clears his own zone. Down the length of the rink. Bunny Larocque gives it for Lafleur just off the bench. Lafleur around Bolderev. Lafleur stick handling it across the line. Wrist shot. Murray blocked that. Esposito out of his net. Russell, though, clearing. Now Guy Lapointe took it away. LaPointe behind the Chicago net, looking to center. Marks is there.
Good play.
Pumping the puck off the boards, out to safety in center, and making the Canadiens do the work. Now Savard sends it for Napier. Napier passes through for Guy LaPointe. LaPointe tied up by J.P. Bordelot, who came from behind the play to do the job defensively. 3:10 to play in the hockey game. 5-3 Chicago leading here at Montreal. Mark Napier on the right wing. He lost it for Boldyrev, walking in, taking a shot. He scored! Ivan Boldyrev picking the rookie Mark Napier's pocket, moving in and scoring his second of the game on the Blackhawks. Have scored their fifth in a row to take a 6-3 lead over Montreal, and Mark Napier is still looking for his athletic supporter.
Did he ever break that one? Boy, he just walked right in, he picked it up, walked right in and waited. Boy, this is what you call real poise, and just drilled it right by his glove. Ivan Boldyrev.
They call him Juan Bolero in the dressing room because of his stylish mustache, and he could almost be a flamenco dancer with his looks, but he certainly showed some style there, did Ivan Boldyrev. Juan Bolero scoring a big goal, and Mark Napier maybe sitting the bench for a couple games after Scotty Bowman reviews the videotape on that.
You know, that's real professionalism, the way Ivan walked in there. He didn't worry about anyone coming from behind because he knew there was nobody there. He walked in and just looked the situation over, and just with a good, quick wrist shot, just fired it about ankle high right past Michel Larocque's glove.
So Mark Napier, the WHA expatriate, makes a key mistake. And the Hawks have a 3-goal lead with 2:55 to play. 6-3 Chicago. Boldyrev second of the game, unassisted, stripping the puck from Napier and walking in and blasting it past Bunny Larocque. So the Hawks, it looks like, will finish this road trip with quite a flourish and a victory in Montreal. Lafleur in across the line, giving it on the boards for Lemaire. His shot goes wide, bouncing at the side of the Chicago goal. Phil Russell trying to clear. Now they jam up along the boards in the Hawk zone. Referee Harris whistles the play dead for a face-off. And this is certainly a morale-boosting evening for Chicago, coming off disappointing losses in Colorado, Los Angeles, and Vancouver against much lesser teams. They walk into the Forum at the tail end of a long road trip, Lou, and put on a performance like this.
Well, we could use a couple of performances like that down the stretch and a couple more games with guys like Boldyrev there. He just moving in, the opportunist, and walked right in. That's a big goal.
Larry Robinson from the left point, stick saved by Esposito, off on the boards for Marks. It popped off his stick, tied up by Lafleur. Now Logan gets it ahead for Mikita, flipping up the right wing, too far for Coro. Robinson in his own zone for the Canadiens, lost it to Mikita. Robinson carries on, though. Robinson in across the attacking blue line, poke checked by Murray. Robinson flips it around on the right wing for Lemaire. Lemaire slips it behind the net for Gainey. Gainey of Montreal passing out in front. Esposito blocked that. Mikita clears. Mikita tied up by Lemaire. He carries on and throws it into the Montreal zone with 1:50 to play in the hockey game. The Hawks leading the Canadiens 6-3. Montreal close to their second loss in 10 games here at the Forum. Lafleur in across. His pass cut off by Mulvey has played his best game of the year.
Yes, he has.
Mulvey starting back for Chicago. Mulvey sent it ahead. It's stolen by Larry Robinson. Robinson and over the line. Wrist shot. Logan blocked that. Logan has been brilliant on the Hawk defense now. Here's Rhoda walking right in, taking a shot. Score! Darcy Rhoda from Reggie Kerr and the Hawks add a little icing to the cake. It's 7-3 Chicago. The second time that Kerr has sent Rhoda in. Rhoda pulled the goaltender out and fired it in as he was falling down.
Well, he got ahead to him up there. You see him, he was on the fly, given the play, hits him at the blue line. He's got all the stride, goes in, makes the move to his left, just slides it into the corner. A good play on the part of Reggie Kerr.
So Rhoda scores his second goal of this night, the fourth goal for Darcy Rhoda in the last 3 games, and he certainly has come alive offensively, scoring only 1 goal in his first 17 games, and now in the ensuing 3, he's scored 4 goals. You know, Lou, the Hawks won a big game in Philadelphia a week ago Thursday, 4-3, but Mike Weiser was the reason the Hawks won that game, as Philadelphia pumped 46 shots. Tonight it's been a team effort for Chicago.
Certainly has.
And that is encouraging. Not one man, not just the goaltender. It's been everybody. And this is a difficult place to win in. Montreal lost only 4 times here all last year. They came into this game tonight not losing in their own building in 4 weeks. It was 4 weeks ago tonight But the New York Rangers scratched and clawed and beat Montreal here 2-1. Canadiens have been giving up less than 2 goals a game in this building over the last 4 years.
And you have to give it's easy for us to say now with the score of 7-3, but you have to give the Canadiens credit as you see the way they're playing. They still keep coming at you. There's only 1:04 left here in the third period, but they keep coming at you. And that's just the way they go in from one game right into the next game. Just keep playing the same way.
7-3 Chicago. The Blackhawks have scored 6 goals in a row dating back to midway through the second period when they trailed 3-1. Boldarev in for Rota. Rota down the left wing. Bad angle shot. Larocque made the save. Rebound. Boldarev going for the hat trick. He turns the net. He gives it in front for Rota. Shot. He scores. Darcy Rota with the hat trick. Darcy Rota, his 3rd goal of the night. And the Hawks have taken an 8-3 lead. Rota from Boldarev. Bob Fulford had both of his 2-goal scorers out there trying to get one of them the hat trick, and Rota is set up by Boldarev.
Ivan just made the nice play. Darcy picked it up, fired it on the fly, right over Michel Larocque's stick side into the top corner. It's now 8-3, but Rota first broke in, tried to make the cute play, just hitting the short side. It came out in front. Ivan picked the rebound up. Then he carried it around behind the net, picked up Rota on the fly, fired it right past Larocque.
Darcy Rota scoring the first Blackhawk hat trick of the season. And coming at 19-17. Ivan Boldarev on the key pass from back of the net. The Hawks are running away with this one, 8-3. They lead the Montreal Canadiens. Chicago will be 2-0 against Montreal after the final 28 seconds run down. Shot the length of the rink. Murray back of the net. Icing against the Canadiens. Darcy Rota has now scored 5 goals in his last 3 games.
Not to mention the fact that the Blackhawks have scored 7 straight goals here in the Montreal Forum. That's remarkable the way they've been moving the puck, Andy, and they've worked real well here tonight, and the opportunities have come because of the fact that they've been putting the effort in, but you see them moving the puck. Rota's 2nd goal there prior to completing his hat trick, Reggie Kerr moving, hitting him at a good clean shot at the blue line, walking right in and beating Michel Larocque. But they're moving the puck and they're getting themselves skating, and that's more than half the game.
The Hawks are taking a page from the Montreal book, head-manning the puck. Now it's shot in front. Boldarev couldn't deflect it on the net with 16 seconds to go. 8-3 Chicago. Blackhawks have scored 4 unanswered in period 3. A shot from the point blocked by Robinson of the Canadiens. Robinson into the left wing, too far for Gady. Murray back for Chicago, lugging it behind the net. 2 seconds, 1 second. The Blackhawks have won in Montreal, and they have won convincingly. Chicago 8, the Montreal Canadiens 3.